Recording. Hello, everybody. This is the 70s class, and this is the one where we have lots of disco fun. And this is a fun class. I really, truly enjoy this one. So we are doing Stayin' Alive today, and it's in book 367 on page 263. And I am giving to you an intro. I am giving to you an ending. Okay, you can use it as an insert and then go back and repeat if you like. And I'm giving to you a whole page full of presets. The presets are there for you to only learn how to push the buttons. That's what your presets are for, so you can learn what's on your instrument. This is one of those songs that if you just set it up on disco and a synthesizer sound and play. Now, if you have a smaller organ, the Freedom 3 does have a disco background. The Easy 4 does not. You will probably have to use your rock full band for this. But what I want you to find is in your more section, if you've got one of the smaller instruments, find in your more section your synth saw. Synth saw. That's going to be your disco sound. So that's the one you want to use with probably your rock full band. And I am at 110 beats a minute, but I'm actually playing it in double time. So we're going to be moving on this because this one goes fast. All right, so written and performed by the Bee Gees, and it's from Saturday Night Fever. The soundtrack was put out in 1977. Woohoo! What a great year. It ranked number 9 on the American Film Institute's 100 Years of 100 Songs survey. It climbed to the number 1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 the week of February 4th of 1978 and stayed there for 4 consecutive weeks. That was the heyday of disco. Oh my gosh, do I remember those days. That's when 77, 78 was my first year in college. And we would go to the clubs on Thursday night and Friday night. Friday afternoon, usually happy hour was when we'd start. And we'd go out in our high heels, our strappy high heels that were this tall. Yeah, we'd dance disco in them. And our wraparound skirts, you got to have your wraparound skirts. And that way you could go flying around on the dance floor. And boy, did we have fun. It would become the second of 6 consecutive number 1 singles. The second of 6 consecutive number 1 singles. Can you imagine being that popular that you got that many singles going on? Tying the record with the Beatles. The Beatles also had 6 consecutive number 1 singles. The record was later broken by, take a guess, who would you think? You think anybody could do better than that?
Oh, possibly Elvis.
No, later
Oh,
on, like the
okay.
90s. Think 1990s, 80s and 90s, like 1980s. Whitney Houston.
Oh my gosh.
Whitney Houston actually had 7 consecutive number 1s. Yeah. So, yeah. She was the only other one that really was in that category. Staying Alive was used in as CPR training in England. They did CPR training, Staying Alive. Since it's about 103 to 110 beats per minute and 100 to 120 chest compressions per minute. So this is the perfect beat for that. So if they were singing Staying Alive, then they were doing CPR. It was all, that's how many was recommended by the British Heart Foundation. So that's just some trivia for you and how a song can actually be used in real life. All right. I am going to just play it for you, play the arrangement, and I want you to mark on your books where, just put a little mark where you think I'm changing the presets because I'm doing everything with my foot. I'm doing next preset with my foot. And I want you to listen. What am I changing? Because I'm doing some subtle changes in some of them. So I just want you to listen and watch where these changes might be. Before we do that, let's do the roadmap so you know exactly where to go so you can follow me. We're going to do the intro, then we're going to do the first page and just read the lyrics. And you're going to do the second page, And then the third page, you're going to do the first 3 lines. Line 4, you have the first ending, the whole line. At the end of that line, you have your 2 dots, a thin line and a thick line. Make it a color. You're going to go back to the dots at the beginning of the song. So you might want to do what I did and make that third page so that you can open it all out. Now we're going to do the second verse. All of the first page, all of the second page. When you get to page 3, the end of the third line, you're going to put a little colorful 2. And your second ending, make it the same color. If you need to put an arrow, then go ahead and do that. Now, what you're going to cross out is the repeat and fade, and the dots that are at the beginning of the second ending and at the end of the second ending. Cross out both sets of dots. You don't want either of those. You're just going to play the second ending. The last measure, you're going to take out those 3 notes, F, E, and D. Just take them out, cross them out, throw them away. You're going to go to the ending, and then this ending is going to repeat and fade. Or you can use this ending as an insert, and you can go back to the beginning of the song and just fade it out.
Dawn,
Yeah.
can you say that again, please?
Your second ending on page 265. See where it has the dots on both
Yep,
ends of the second
I
ending?
see it.
Okay, you're going to cross out the dots on both sides. You're only going to play
Okay.
the second ending once.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then you're also going to take the 3 notes at the end of the second ending, the F, E, D. Take them out, cross them out, throw them away. If you don't want to use my insert or my ending, my recommendation is to go back to the beginning of the song and fade it out at the beginning of the song. But I'm gonna play the ending, and you can repeat the ending, the whole page, and fade out from there if you want. So that's totally up to you as to how you want to arrange it. But here we go, starting with my introduction, which happens to be the same as the first ending and the same as the second ending. I just wrote it a little bit more rhythmically so you can see exactly how it was played. The way it's written here in easy play is really stiff. Really stiff. I mean, that's just easy play. Play it the way you remember it being played. And I'm just on plain old disco at 110. All right, here we go. Play the chord. Okay. Fun? Yeah. Hard? The only hard part is the speed. The only hard part is the speed because you got to bounce on those notes. So drink lots of coffee before you start.
I thought the hard part was following you.
Seriously? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know when the intro ended and stuff, so I'm trying to catch up and look. You were really going fast too.
Yes. That's between 100 and actually I could have slowed it down to about 103, but you're still playing it in double time.
Yeah.
You're still
I
playing
had
it in
the same
double time.
feelings. I had the same feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't find it? Okay. Um, if you don't follow the directions exactly, it's okay. Who cares? Just play the song and have fun with it. But yeah, if you need to slow it down so you get your fingers bouncing on it. But I will tell you this, you will feel like dancing if you're playing this song. So you can just put it on disco and put it on that rhythm preset 0 and play. You don't have to do any changing around. But I started with a 50s guitar, which I believe is on one of your rhythm preset 1 actually gives you that 50s guitar. So that'll give you your, because that's going to be the intro. Your intro is basically the same as the first ending and the second ending, but I rewrote it. It's only one line long. I rewrote it a little bit more in the rhythm of how it was played. Because if you play it exactly as written, it's not really, it doesn't bounce. So I wrote it out so that you can actually get what the rhythm actually is. It came from the original sheet music, and then I didn't rewrite it again for here because you have it, so you know how it's supposed to go. You play it the way it feels, and you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Now, did you notice, could you tell at all some of the subtle changes, or was it too fast?
No, there were a lot of subtle changes. I know where the hell you were. And
Oh, but you heard them. You heard them.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So there are really no chord changes. Like the D minors, I put a couple of 7s on the D minors, but nothing really that I can say I did any changing on that. So don't worry about chord changes. It's pretty much as is. Pretty much as is. So what exactly am I doing? First of all, I'm playing everything an octave up, because if you play it down here, it's going to get real muddy. If I start playing it out down here, you can if you want. I just think it sounds better in that upper octave. But you choose which octave you want to play it in. Comes somebody else.
Don, I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
Is with the marquee, okay?
Yeah.
Is there a way to set it that, like, if we play the notes that are there, that it'll actually come up and, like, it'll automatically jump up an octave on the right-hand side?
Yeah, you save it into a preset. You can, but what you have to do then is if you want to play it in this one and it comes up an octave, first of all you have, and we did this in the morning class, believe it or not, you have to see where your sounds are coming from. You have to see, are the upper sounds coming, where are they coming from? They're coming from your orchestrals. They are also coming from some of your tabs.
Right.
Okay,
So,
now
when
you have buttons called
octaves and stuff.
octave, yes.
Yeah.
But if you change your octave buttons, it's only going to change your sounds. It's not going to change the tabs.
Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you.
if you change, now it will make it sound different, and you can try that. So instead of playing it here, instead of you got it here, let's put on upper octave. Let's put that on. Some of them stayed low. Some of them went up. You might like that sound better. So do not be afraid to experiment with those octave buttons. But just remember, when you use them, it's only affecting the orchestral and solo sounds that are
We
right
won't
here.
affect the tabs.
Mhm. Your
Okay.
tabs will not change. They will stay in that octave, period.
Okay. Thank you. You
Okay?
answered my question.
Good. Good. Yeah. Because that way you don't have to go from octave to octave. And you have to kind of mark your music or just know where you're going to be putting your hand in the lower octave or your upper octave. You kind of have to know that. I did not go to the lower keyboard at all on this one. I
Yeah.
just changed all my sounds. And all I'm doing is poking sounds. And if you go as far as number 6, you are going to be learning how to go in and find all your different sounds. All right, so what exactly did I do? I started with disco at 110, 103 would have been fine. Rhythm preset 1 was your 50s guitar, but I turned on the Orchestra Plus, which is also the same as your style. Okay, so turn on your Orchestra Plus, and I'm going to give you this sheet. No worries, no worries. And that's just played, that A1 is just played for the intro, and you're also going to use it for like your first ending and your second ending. But what we're going to do is copy and paste, so that all you're doing is just going in a straight line. You're not going to go backwards to an A1 and then forward. So your intro is your A1. Whoops. Okay, that's your A1. It's just a 4-measure little blurb. That's all it is. But if you listen to the original, it is a guitar that plays that. Now, for A2, you're just going to press Vintage 0. Go to your Vintage 0, and that's going to give you this groovy synthesizer. And it's already done for you, so that actually works. You can play the whole song on that if you want, and it'll work for you. All right, so A2 is going to be the beginning of the song that's printed in your book. A1 is the intro, A2 is the beginning of the song. Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. They're all singing in there.
Good one, Dawn.
Yeah. I don't know where that came from. So A2 is going to be the whole first page. A3 is the top of page 264. Now, what are we actually doing in A3? We're adding a duet, because that's when the other guys start coming in. So we're going from you may look other way. Then we're going to the duet. We just add the duet. That's only good for 4 measures. Page 264, right after effect on man, right after that first measure, you're going to put A4, I'm sorry, A4. You're also going to put A8, same spot. And if you back up, A3 at the top of the page is also going to be A7. Because we're just going to do some cutting and pasting so you can just move forward with your presets. So at the top of the page, A3 and A7. Line 2, right between the first and second measure, A4 and A8. Then we're going to play all of page 264, page 265. First ending, A5. Second ending, A9. Now, at the end of the first ending, right before your lyrics, well now, okay, you're going to put A6, because you want to just punch into A6 before you start that, well now, I get low and I get high. And if I can't get either, I'll really try. I mean, stupid
Okay, I'm
lyrics.
lost. I'm lost. Where are
You
you
lost?
on the-
End of the
Yep.
first ending. See where the first
Okay.
ending is?
Yep.
Right where your lyrics start, you want to put A6. Well now. Well now takes you back to the beginning of the song. You're going to be on A6 the second time. I get low and I get high. And if I can't get either, I really try. Yeah. Stupid lyrics.
Thank you.
Gotta tell you, but it's all this song was written to dance to, for Pete's sake.
Dawn,
Yes.
should we put back on the first page, 263, should we put A6 there when we?
You can. You can,
Okay.
but by the time you get over there, it's going to be too late. You can put it
Oh.
over there, but you really need to put
Okay.
it on the pickup notes. But yeah, you
Okay.
can put it over there too if you want.
Oh, that's right, They have,
Huh?
okay.
Now, at the end of line 2, you're going to put A10. A10 is going to be this last page that I'm going to give you. And if you don't want to take it, that's fine. That's just life going nowhere. Life
And that is
going
where?
nowhere. That's
And
the
A10
end of
is
the
where?
second ending. You're going to put A10, and you're going to
Oh,
move on
okay.
to the ending page.
Okay.
hmm Somebody
Say
help
that
me
again.
out.
I'm sorry, where did you put A10?
A10 is at the very end of the second ending.
There.
Instead of repeat and fade, you're going to cross that out and throw it away. You're going to put A10 and go on to the last page that I'm writing out for you.
Okay,
Okay?
ending section.
And then you're going to play that whole page, then you're going to repeat that whole page and fade out. Or, if you don't like that page, you can go back to the beginning of the song and then fade it out from start playing the beginning of the song again and just fade it out.
Mhm.
This is one of those that, it's a dance song. Play it over and over if you want. Push buttons. So you're going to be doing some cutting and pasting. You're going to change harmony from a duet to an AOC where all the guys start singing. You're going to change basses. Okay, I want you to listen for the different bass lines because auto bass 1 sounds like this. Now how can I just isolate that? I'm going to turn off Genie and Org Plus. I'm going to turn my lower down to nothing. I'm going to turn my drums down to nothing. Now I just have my bass. If you touch bass 2, I'm just isolating it. I don't want you to do this and save it. Bass 2 is going to do this. Okay, so it changed it up. So all that did is make it fresh. So that when I'm going from 3 to 4, and remember 3 is just the we can try to understand, and then it goes into that chorus part, whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive. No, I'm not going to sing it up here. So when you're on the third preset, A3, you just got that duet going and the first bass line. So listen to the bass line there. Now we're going to go to, hear the bass change? So the bass changed when you get to whether you're a brother. Why? To keep it fresh. Just to keep it fresh.
Mhm.
Then I went back to A1, but I just did a cut and paste. And it just tells you, A5 says, press A1. So what you're going to do is you're going to press A1. Now you're going to save it in A5. Okay? You're just going to save it. You're just cutting and pasting. So you're going to press A1. Then you're going to memorize A5. Remember, A and 5 are not going to light up, but they're going to be in the window. So when you are saving presets, always check your window. The letter and the number are not going to light up when you are memorizing them. And just make sure you do with style and with transpose, or transpose doesn't really matter in this song. Okay, when we get to number 6 is when you're really going to start, if you feel like doing something different, that's when we're going to start pushing your buttons to see if you can figure out what's going on. Because number 6 is when I went back to the beginning of the song for verse 2. So I made my own disco synthesizer sound, is what I did. And I'm combining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sounds, 6 sounds. I'm combining 6 sounds to make that disco sound. So you have to find the sounds. And really all that is so that you get to know what these flute sounds do. And I'm doing a string tab. And then I'm going to change my sounds, and you just have to send them all to the upper keyboard, and I'm telling you that. And I'm also giving you the number. So you're going to find an extra solo wire, number 287. And if you want to do it by the number, you can do it by the number. You just go to your keypad, type in 287, and find which sound you want to put it in. And I've got it number 1. Then you just touch sound number 1 or genius number 1, and it automatically goes there. So the numbers is the easiest way to do it. If you don't want to do that because you want to explore what other sounds you have, you don't have to do that. You can just go to X for extra and scroll and scroll and scroll and just keep trying them and see which extra ones you like, because there's a lot of good synthesizer sounds in the extra. And trust me, if you've got a marquee or a grand marquee or an aria, wow, you're going to have so much fun looking at all those crazy sounds, and then combining them is what makes new sounds. So you're going to actually be a sound designer in number 6 for the second time you play it. Or not. You can just go back and play it on the same old synthesizer you played verse 1 on if you want. See, this is where it gets to be fun for you. You get to create some new stuff. Some new stuff. And really, I'm combining 3 of those extra synth sounds together and then putting a string and a flute tab in there to just make them big and fat. And I did use, now that was also where I used your octave button. Why? Because I wanted to give it a little bit of fatness by having these go down and these stayed where they were. And so it created octaves within the sound just by playing one note. Now, if you're not sure how to use that octave button, remember the octave buttons, you can make your sounds or your geniuses and your reds and blues go up or down an octave. But the tabs will stay where they are. Does anybody not understand that? Try it. Try, and it doesn't have to be on these sounds. You can go to any background. You can say, okay, let's go to country. Let's go to country, country swing, rhythm preset 0. I've got these country guitars. Well, where are they coming from? They're actually all coming from. Well, there's one in the upper genius, and there's one in the tab, and one in the sounds. So if I turn off the upper genius, and I just turn them all off, just turn off my upper tabs. There's the guitar that's coming from my red sound. So if I use the upper octave orc solo buttons, up an octave, up 2 octaves, back down an octave, down 2 octaves. See how my hand is not moving? I'm just pushing a button. But if I do that with a tab, right now I'm going to turn the tabs back on. I'm going to turn my upper off so that now I'm just getting the tab sound. That's a different guitar. Okay, so now where's that going? Let's do the octave solo. Nothing, 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 nothing. It does not affect what's on your tabs. It only affects what's here. So if I want to use it, if I touch the octave, this one's going to go up, but this one's going to stay where it is. Can you hear it?
Yep.
One stays here, one went up. So that's what that's for. So if that's the only thing you learn today, you learn something about your instrument. And it helps you to create sounds, or like John was asking at the beginning, is there a way to preset that? Yes, but only if your sounds are coming from here. Any questions on that?
Dawn,
Yes?
I think I just learned the one thing for today.
Okay.
to explore the sounds I've got. When I find what I like, that I can combine them.
Yes. Yes, you can combine sounds. Yes.
I'm gonna have fun, I think. Exploring.
Yes,
think
you
about-
are.
I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna have fun with this.
See? Yeah. If you find a sound you like, it doesn't have to be the only sound you use. You can combine it with other sounds, and you have to learn how your organs do that. Some organs work differently, so you have to learn what your organ can do, which sounds will combine. The orchestral sounds, you can usually put two together. And then with a solo, if you've got a solo, you can add that. And your tabs will give you then the choice of flutes and strings. If you don't have tabs because you have a fanfare or smaller, you've got buttons that will give you flutes and strings. Organs are always flutes. Organs and flutes are interchangeable. Yeah, and so when you combine those sounds together, you're designing new sounds. Yeah, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And your harmonies. So I'm adding lots of harmonies. And the rest of it is just playing the song. And I didn't even do fingering on this because it's not that difficult. And I figured even if I give you fingering, your fingers are going to go where they want to go anyway. So don't start it at 110. Start it much slower. And try to put your song together that way. And then when you get it up to speed, then you can do it. Now, what if you decide you want to play it slower to start, and so every single one of your presets is going to be like at 100 instead of 110. And then later you want to up them all to 110. Can I just do the first one at 110 and it stays there? Nope. If you change something like your tempo, you have to go in and re-save every single preset. Is it tedious? Sure it is, but that's okay. That's okay. Again, you're learning how to do it. You won't erase anything else if you just go in and say, okay, I want my whole song to be at 100. I can go to tempo and go to C1, or I'm on C here, but A1, turn my tempo down, and now I'm going to resave, memorize A1, and it's going to tell me overwrite. Yes, you want to overwrite. You're going to resave it. Resave it. But now you have to go into A2, knock your tempo down, and resave that one. Okay?
Dawn?
Are you understanding that? You have to go into each one separately if you're going to change something. Once they're done. Yes.
Can't you just lock in your tempo?
I'm
And
not
it
sure if it would
say
do that. I'm not sure if it does that on presets. You might be right. Let me try this. You might actually be right on that. On tempo, you might actually be right. Let's try it. So I put it at 100. Yeah, you can. You can lock your tempo, and that'll work. But if there's something else you wanted to change, like let's say you wanted to up your bass because you wanted your bass to be super loud because you love bass, and you see that it's not all the way to the top here. If I wanted to make my bass all the way to the top in every single one of these, I would have to go all the way up and then go in and just redo it.
So Dawn,
Yeah.
when I'm setting this up, how about if I do the what is the preset 110? Set the
110.
whole thing up on 110, but then when I went to play it, locked in 100.
Yeah, you just lock it in
Right.
and play it. But you
Okay.
have to remember to lock it in.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
And then
good
as I
thought.
get better, I can lock in, different
Yep.
numbers.
Yep. Good thought. Thanks, Connie. I totally forgot about that. So yeah. When you do come to play it, you can just lock in your tempo.
Now, do you have to, Dawn, take the lock off after you end the song? Or is it automatic?
Yep. If you're going to go to another song, if you do not unlock your tempo, it's going to stay there.
Okay.
Yep. So just make sure if you're going to be done with this song and you want to go to a new song, unlock your tempo. How do you unlock your tempo? Just touch it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, good thought. See, Hal, that was the one thing I learned because I forgot all about that.
That's it. We're all learning.
Yeah, we always. Yep. Okay. So that's it for this song. Honest and truly, because there's really no chords. It's about designing your sounds, finding your own sounds, and you really just have to play with it yourself.
Yeah.
And if you follow the directions, if you just go right down the line and follow the directions, it'll get you started. You don't have to like what I did. All this does is get you going, oh, well, that sounds kind of cool. Let me try it with a different sound.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's teaching you to design your own sounds. Okay? And on disco songs, your sounds are going to be those super synthesized sounds. So you can find them by going into your extras, and that's where most of them will be. There will be other ones that are synthesized in throughout the list. If any of you want to feel free to scroll all throughout the entire list, you will find other synthesized sounds that are mixed in. Like I think brass has a synthesized sound under the B's for brass. So you just have to look for those. But the fun ones are in the extras. And not EX, but X. So just go through and scroll and find them and play them and say, okay, I want to try Halo with solo saw. Put them together and see if they sound good. So you are now all sound designers. Yep. Okay, next week. No class next week because Robert's got us doing stuff in the store. So you have a week off to work on all your disco stuff. The following week will be Song Sung Blue, Neil Diamond. Okay, very good. Very
What's the
good.
date on that?
2 weeks from today.
June 1,
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
June 1st.
2 weeks from today. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, now don't forget, this Wednesday at 11, instead of me doing the level 3 in book 15, Robert's got me doing a variety class, and this is for everybody. I will be teaching you how to make medleys. Some of you may already know how. Some of you may have been doing it for years, but maybe you'll get one suggestion that you go, ooh, I kind of like what she did there. Okay? So bring any questions that you might have to the table for how to create medleys.
And this
it's
is
not-
when?
This is this Friday at
Oh.
11. So I better work this afternoon, huh? I don't have very many songs chosen. It's tough. It's kind of tough to find songs that actually work together. And sometimes you think, oh, this song should go with this song. And then when you physically try it, it doesn't work. Well, guess what? That's okay too. Sometimes a good song just stands on its own.
Dawn, can I ask a question?
You may.
Is that a class going to be recorded?
Yes, it will be.
Oh, wonderful. Because I have
Yes.
to be out of here at 8 o'clock. I've got a doctor appointment, so I can't
Wow.
be here.
Yeah. No, that will be definitely recorded.
That's
All
at
right,
11.
great. Thank you.
And it's at
Okay.
11.
11 o'clock, Florida time. Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
All
How
right.
are you liking it up north, Miss Beverly?
Oh my God, I'm so discombobulated. I'm exhausted. We were 5 days at my daughter's in Virginia. I went to graduation for my son's daughter, and then we rolled in here yesterday afternoon. It was like, oh my God, I'm halfway through unpacking. Got all my music box books open, but
Good.
I did play yesterday.
See? Yep.
And
You miss
today
it when you
too.
don't
Yep.
have it.
Yeah, you do. All right, good job.
All
The
right.
drive
well,
show is this Friday at 11?
the medleys, yes. The medleys are 11
we have
o'clock this
class?
Friday.
Then.
Huh?
No, it's a
We have a
variety
class.
class.
It's a variety class.
Friday.
It's instead of my level 3 class this week.
Oh, instead, very good.
Instead of, yes. Yeah.
I thought those things were the next week, everything was going to be different.
Well, next week we're not having class.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week we're doing stuff in the store. So no class this week, but this Friday, Instead of the level 3, Robert's got me doing a variety class. So,
Oh, okay,
yeah, 11 o'clock this Friday.
okay. So
That'll
no
be fun.
song.
They were starting the new book then anyway, so.
Not yet.
Not
No,
yet.
they still have
Oh.
they still have a bunch of songs to
What a
play.
Wonderful World wasn't in the new book?
It probably is. No, Wonderful
Oh.
World is still in book 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're still in book
Forget that.
15. We're in the
Yeah,
W's where
never
we'll
mind.
finish up. We got a couple more songs to finish up, and then we'll move to book 336, which, by the
Okay.
way, they are in. So for those of you in the villages, come and pick up your book. Joanne already did.
Is that
Okay,
the
which
ballads
class?
book?
The Beautiful
Is that the-
Ballads, yes.
Oh, when are
What?
you gonna start that book?
As soon as we're done with book 15 in the Friday 11 o'clock
Okay.
class.
Okay, that's not my
So this
class.
summer, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, no.
we're
I gotta-
almost done with that book 15.
Oh, okay, see, I don't have book 15.
Okay.
So, because I had sent you an email because I'm gonna be leaving and I'm wondering what books I need to take. I need to take 274 and today's book,
This one, yeah.
367. And then I gotta take the ballads book.
The Beautiful Ballads book, yes, because I'm sure we'll be doing that in the summer.
Oh,
You
boy.
might want to take a few extras just in case.
Well, I don't know. These books are heavy. That's what I'm concerned with.
I
the heavy-
know. I know.
Ugh.
No, we don't
Yeah,
have that many
okay.
songs left.
Ship them
Okay.
book rate through the post office.
Oh, well, that's an idea.
Yeah, it's not that bad,
Yeah.
actually.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You guys are the bestest. I cannot do this without you. I love this class. I love teaching these 70s songs, and most especially, and I
Thank
can't
you.
do it. I can't do it without you continually supporting this class. So thank you so much, and we'll see you Friday.
Okay, no,
And then we'll
yes.
see you in this class 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye,
Bye.
Dawn.
Thank you.